are live. It says
Okay.
we're live. And let me
Okay.
refresh on our YouTube page.
Okay.
I'll let you know when it usually takes a second.
Let me go over
I
here.
see people commenting, so I don't see it live on the page yet, but could just be my internet. Oh
Here we
no,
go.
we're
Yeah,
live. Yeah, we're
we got
live.
people.
Yeah, and the notification just went out. We'll give what do you want to give people like a couple minutes? I'll let you know when we have decent amount in here because you can't see the amount, right? I just see a lot of comments coming in, but I'm watching the iPad.
I can see we have 11 people. Oh, I just got a shiver. Oh my God. It's like somebody walked over my grave. Did you see that?
No, I was looking
Oh.
at the comments.
Oh, that was weird. All right, I was gonna just go in and share it quickly to Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff like that. Oh my God,
I
what is
just shared.
going on?
I shared it on Twitter like 5 minutes ago, but I didn't have a link for it yet. So I just shared like
Yeah.
the little cool. Did you see my thing I made?
No, what thing?
The
The
fancy.
pineapple thing?
I made it like a little fancy,
Yeah, like a little gold,
little
like a New Year's
gold,
Eve.
little anniversary in pink and purple. I was feeling artistic, so I went with it.
I like it. Here we go, Crime Weekly. Oh, why am I getting shivers? Someone's walking back and forth over my grave, Crime Weekly.
And no, can't believe it's been a year either. It's crazy. We wanted to hop on here. While Stephanie's sharing that, just so you guys know, we're going to be on for about an hour. So about 10:05, and then we're going to call it because it is, we do have a lot of work to do tomorrow, and obviously the holidays are here, but we wanted to spend at least an hour hanging out with you guys to obviously say thank you and to answer some of your questions. Directly. We got a lot of questions on social, and we'll answer some of your questions in here too. Thank you so much, Tawny. Really, really appreciate it. We obviously when we started this, we wanted it to succeed as anybody does, but you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if we're going to work together. You don't know if you guys are going to be receptive to it. So the only reason, thank you, JC, the only reason it works is because you guys, tune in every week and watch or listen, so it justifies us doing it. So we really couldn't do it without you. I know it's a cliche comment to make, but it's the truth.
Listen, so before you approached me, and we'll get into this in the questions, but before you approached me and you were like, let's do a podcast, right? I had been approached by somebody else, somebody I actually admired a lot, to do a podcast, and I was considering it. And today on Instagram, I saw something on his page that I was like, I'm so glad I did not team up with this person, because you really have to be like completely vibing. You have to be on the same page to work as a team, always when you're working together every day, when you have a business, when like your content is dependent on you two like meshing, it's so important. So I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did, because I could have been a completely different place.
It was a crapshoot, that's for sure. And we did go. We weren't without our growing pains, not necessarily between you and I, but just like finding the way that once we figured out each other, how we wanted the show to go. And that's kind of why we went on our own, because there was a creative difference there between how we wanted to put out the content and how others wanted to. And we made a few big decisions along the way, and knock on wood, they've kind of all worked out. I mean, we can't say like we knew that was going to happen. It's just, sometimes you gotta get lucky.
No, I knew.
You knew. Okay, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Zara, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It's kind of like this blind thing that you have to jump into, but you have to know you're going to succeed or you won't take the leap. So even if you don't know you're going to succeed, you have to say like, yeah, I know I'm going to succeed. Thank you, Ashley. Because then otherwise you'll just be like second guessing yourself. But like when we left audio, what was it? Main event. When we kind of broke off. Yeah, when we broke off, that was kind of a leap too, right? Because we were like,
on our own, no producers, no editor,
never
no
did anything with it. Like neither one of us had produced a podcast before. We had somebody doing all of that for us. All we had to do was obviously write it and record, but then they were doing all the other stuff. And we were like, let's just do it. We're going to do it on our own. And we had no idea. We had not produced. It's not like I do any of that stuff. Anyways, you do that stuff.
Well, but also big shout out. I don't know if he's watching. He might watch. John Nesbitt, our editor. He's been with us since we started, almost since the beginning, since we went on our own. So John, if you're watching, big thank you. I'll be talking to you later tonight because I have to watch the YouTube video. So I'll be talking to you later tonight anyways. But big thanks to John Nesbitt and Audio Boom as well for supporting us and believing in us even after we went our own way. So it's been all good, man. It's been great. It's been all peaches and cream.
All right, you want to jump into questions? What do you think? We have 535 people here.
Yeah, that's cool.
It'll pick up as we go.
Yeah, that's cool. One thing I will say, I looked it up before we hopped on, like literally right before we hopped on. So you guys know, if you want to, again, we've only been doing YouTube for half a year, but right now we just passed about 9 million downloads between the two. So pretty damn good in 1 year when we only did YouTube for half the year. So not too shabby. Pretty excited about that.
We need some more subscribers though. So call your mom and your dad and your friends. We really want to hit 100K before 2022.
We have to.
We really want to.
We have to. I mean, we're on pace to.
Mm-hmm.
So barring any major setback, we should. Yeah, I know. Hey, actually, John just texted me. He said, you guys look great. He said, you guys look great, LOL. John, we love you, buddy.
You have to edit this, shit. John. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep,
Thank you, Stacey.
Thank you. Love you. Love the winner circle. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Yeah. You want to dive into questions? You want to go back and forth? You want to hit one, then I'll hit one, then you hit one. And...
Oh, look at your Christmas tree. It's like sparkling. I didn't even see it until I saw it on here. That's so much better.
I know. I keep upgrading it. I got to tell you what, though.
Sparkling.
I'm running through battery life on this bad boy because there's like 7 different units making the thing do all that stuff. Because there's
wait, it doesn't plug into the wall.
The first set of lights do, and then the other sets are all battery operated. So if it happens to go out in the middle of the stream,
what's it using? Like triple A's?
One pack is using 3 AAAs, the other one's using 2 AAAs. So that's the Sparkle. The Sparkle, I have a feeling, is not going to last long. But
let's all send Derek packs of AAA batteries.
No, do not do that.
We don't want any excuses why that tree is not lit up, okay?
No, I got to go.
Lit up to the gods. It's December. I want to see that bitch lit up until December 31st. Actually, January 1st. I don't want to see it go out.
I did it for you guys. Trust me. It was a family affair. My wife was out there. My mother-in-law was like, "Hey, I was watching your stream. You need more lights." She bought me the little sparkle one. So it was a
mom
team effort.
and wifey.
Mother-in-law and wife.
You got some good women in your life, man.
Yep. And then Tenley actually was helping with the decor. Yeah, it was a team.
Yeah,
effort.
Another good woman.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, it worked out well.
All right, I'm gonna pull up. Good, you better. After all the lights.
And if we don't get to your question, we apologize. I mean, I know there's like tons on here.
So I'm just going to pull up a couple from Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I have 48 comments. And I saw some good questions. Susan. Sue, I'm not gonna read that question. All right, so what Denise said, do you guys know we hear you from all over the world? I'm Argentinian living in Buenos Aires, and I really love the show and all the cases you cover. Happy birthday, Crime Weekly. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to us. Okay, this one was actually one of my favorites because I know the answer. Who would survive longer on a deserted island? Derek or Stephanie?
I know what you're going to probably say. You're going to say you.
I definitely say you.
Yeah, it would be me.
I wouldn't last.
Yeah, it would be me. But if you were with me, I'd make sure you survived. I'd provide for both. We'd be all right.
I suppose, but I would not contribute at all.
No, I mean, I think you would.
I would if I had, obviously, like, there'd come a point where it's like, you got to just survive.
You'd be like moral support.
What could I do,
good job
though, man?
Making the fire.
What could I do? You could teach me to make a fire. I'm not fishing. I'm not fishing with my hands. I'm not stabbing fish with sticks. I'm not going to do it.
I'm like, just go look for coconuts, Stephanie. Just go look for coconuts.
Sounds like a nice island if it's got coconuts.
Yeah, I mean, we better damn hope it has something if you're not fishing.
I mean, what are we doing? There's no music. There's no books. There's no TV. What are you doing? Telling stories? We going to talk about true crime cases on the deserted island? Stephanie, read about edible plants. Yeah, that's with me. I'd be collecting edible plants.
Thank you, Mabel. Question for you, Stephanie. My question is going to be like not a stupid answer, but a quick one. This is from Brianna, but she spells it BREANNUH91. If you could interview any criminal or victims ever dead or alive, who would you want to interview? Well, mine's easy. Do you want me to just go first if you're thinking?
Yeah, go first.
Okay, so it'd be Michelle Norris. She was a 7-year-old girl. She'd be almost 30 by now. I'd want to interview her as the victim to find out what the fuck happened to her, right?
Oh, wait, victim? Victim was the option? I thought they said killer.
You could criminal or victim. So obviously it would be a victim for me to find out how it happened, right? So I guess it's kind of like a loaded question because I don't think you would pick a criminal who's already been caught over a victim where you could solve a case. But if I don't really have any interest in interviewing no criminal.
Oh, I do, but
yeah,
not before. There's so many victims I'd want to interview and find out what happened to them and who did it before I talk to but yeah, I would definitely want to do some Silence of the Lambs stuff. But I'm stuck between Madeleine McCann and John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah,
those
for the same reasons, right?
Yeah, I need to know. I need to know what happened to John Benet.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. There's a ton of that's why it's so hard to answer because it's
so hard.
How do you choose just one? But as far as criminals, I mean, Chris Mohandi from Breaking Homicide, he had a show where all he did was interview convicted killers and stuff.
What was it called?
I'd have to text him. I don't know. It was before Breaking Homicide, but he did have a show where he traveled around interviewing convicted killers. Your question, right? You're up.
Oh, Lacey Peterson. Yes. Oh my God. Or even Kaylee Anthony, but I know what happened to her. I just would want to see her so I could give her a hug and say, I'm sorry that you were born with such a shitty mother. Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
When I'm looking, answer the question on screen because it's for you from Aaron.
Okay, got it. Derek, do you think Stephanie would have a chance at winning Big Brother? I do. Yes, I do. I think she's a very good interviewer. I think that she's more transparent with her feelings on here. But if she's playing a game for money and the strategy is not to give away your emotions, I know you think you've said you wouldn't do well, but I think in that moment you would. I think you'd be a good player. I think you're a good researcher, so you'd figure people out pretty quick what their likes and dislikes are, and you'd find out who you could work with. Big Brother, to not go in too in depth, I think she would do well, but to win, there is a lot of luck involved too. So it's you got to have certain things fall your way. But I think, yeah, she's smart, and obviously being intelligent in there is probably that and adaptability, the two key components to winning. Jamie, thank you so much.
Don't you think that being likable is also a key component of winning though?
I feel
like for you that was key. For you, the fact that you're never you were once or never put on the block at all.
Yeah, never put on the block.
You were unassuming, non-threatening.
Yeah, but I think you would do that too. I think you would do that too. I think I adapted to the people around me. Some people I could push a little bit more. Some people had to be a little bit more kid gloves on. But
just felt you were nice. See, I'm not good with kid gloves.
You would be for $500,000, I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
I would want. It's amazing what you do and how much you tolerate people for $500,000. It's amazing.
Yeah, you think.
Ariel says, been listening to you guys since day one, and I cannot explain how much I enjoy how long and detailed the pods are. Keep it up, please.
We will.
We will.
We absolutely will.
That is something we get asked a lot. We haven't been asked tonight, but people are can you put out more than one episode? And we're talking about maybe doing something else after the new year, but I don't think, is it fair to say to put out 2 episodes from Crime Weekly in the format that we're doing about the same case? That's going to be damn near impossible because it would take away from the quality. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. At this point, at this juncture in our schedules, doing a full episode twice a week would be tough.
It would be extremely difficult because you're writing that whole script and that's what made me think of it. You're it's so detailed and long. If it was short and sweet, we could do 2 or 3 episodes a week. But because of the process that goes into it and how much time you spend on the research, it'd be impossible to do that and also still research and write for your main channel. That'd be you could do it, you would just have no life.
I already have no life now.
Yeah. So
which is fine.
So cut that in half.
Yeah, it's not even about having a life. I don't need to have a life. Like, I like my house and the people in it, but what I just don't have the time. If I had 5 or 6 more hours in a day, absolutely, man, I would work all those hours, or another Stephanie just chilling near me with my same brain, and we could, like, get together and collab and split the work in half, but what are you gonna do? That's not how it goes at this
We'll
point.
figure it out, though. We're gonna keep doing more. We want to do more, but we also just don't want to have like the quality over quantity over quality type thing, because that's how you lose people.
No, but it's kind of similar to my channel. When I first started, I was doing a lot of long videos. I was doing a lot of deep dives, and then, people wanted more content, and I wanted to do more, some short form content. And then I came out with Coffee and Crime Time. So Coffee and Crime Time was a shorter version of my deep dives, usually for like ongoing cases. So we can definitely do something like that probably midway through next year. That way you guys get 2 episodes a week. But we're gonna do everything we can. We don't want to overwhelm John either.
Did you ask a question yet?
Yeah, I thought I did. Did
okay,
I?
so
maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. I think I have one up. Hold on.
Do your thing.
What do you guys do to actually unwind and chill? You answer that, Derek. Yours is a short list.
I honestly, and Stephanie, this isn't like to sound like, oh yeah, I'm sure. Like, do I ever chill?
Never.
I don't. I will say it was like
it's unhealthy, actually.
Yeah, it was a milestone the other day. I stopped and I turned on the PlayStation for like an hour that I bought 3 months ago.
Yeah,
or whatever
forever
it was.
ago.
But I have an unhealthy addiction to like just working constantly. And even when I'm not working, like I'll tell Stephanie, like today is a Saturday. It's like my day off. So today on my day off, I changed all the chemicals in the hot tub. I went and changed the electrical at my real estate property. Like I have a rental I've had for years. And then I power washed the house. That's like the day off. That's like my downtime. So that's not healthy. But I did do a lot of family stuff yesterday, which is why the post went out about the episode really late. Went and saw Santa, went and saw the lights, picked out a tree. So whenever, like, downtime for me is just hanging out with my family, hanging out with my kids, going to basketball practice with Tenley. I coach her team. That's my downtime.
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's when I don't have the kids, then I work. Yeah. But then when they're here, I want to be with them. So I'm not ever really doing something like, oh, that Stephanie wants to do. It's like, what do the kids want to do? Like today, Aiden wanted to play Soul Calibur again. So I played Soul Calibur with them. And Bella wanted to play with Kinetic Sand. Theo! Woo! Hey, Theo, what's up? So Bella wanted to play with Kinetic Sand, played with Kinetic Sand. We went to see Santa. I stood in line outside in the cold, cold, cold wind for 2 hours to see Santa outside. And that's what she wanted to do. So to chill, I mean, really, it's like I usually gotta leave. I gotta leave the house. And it's not because my house isn't awesome. My house is awesome. But not only are the kids here, but like my office, my work's here too. So there's no relaxing. Like when the kids aren't here, if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, I should be doing something. I'm not productive. I have a crap load of shit at my desk right now that I gotta get to. And so I don't feel comfortable sitting here and like reading a book for pleasure or taking a long walk. I gotta work. So I have to like leave my house. So my husband and I will sometimes just go to a hotel for a night so we can relax because the kids aren't there and work's not there. And that's the only time I can shut my brain off. A lot of people are asking how the podcast got started, how we met. And I'm going to let you answer that because we did talk about it a little bit when we went live from Nashville. Mm-hmm. Was it Nashville? But I think we've gained so many subs since then. So we gotta go back over it.
Yeah. Just before we do so I don't forget it, Jamie asks, thank you, Jamie, by the way. Appreciate it. She asks, where's the Patreon? So we talked about this the last live. Stephanie and I talked about it after the live. I discussed it with John. John's the editor. He's the one who ultimately has to turn around the audio and YouTube in time for it to be out on currently Wednesday. So talk to him, had to renegotiate his contract a little bit, and so we can get it done faster, but we worked that out. So we are going to probably do something after the new year where Patreon will be a very low price. It's not going to have different tiers or whatever, but basically for a very low fee, it'll be a rate, whatever you want to call it. It'll allow you to get the video a day early with no ads. So for individuals who are like, I don't want the ads and I want it as soon as it's done, you will have that opportunity and you'll be able to get it without that. And what will be nice too is we're going to give the link to you. And if you see something in there that is an error or whatever, because we're putting it out faster, you can let us know, and then we can correct it before it goes live for everybody else. So you'll also be kind of like our second set of eyes. But is that I think that's the plan? Am I saying that right, Stephanie?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes. And now to answer your question, just to give the short version, because we could probably take 30 minutes talking about just this. Main Event Media is also the same company that produces Breaking Homicide. They said, hey, COVID hit. We want to do a podcast, right? That's what everyone's doing. Would you be interested in doing one? I said, yeah, but I don't want to do it by myself. I want to have someone else. And I wanted to go with someone who wasn't an investigator or not necessarily in the not true crime space, but in in the professional sense, like a forensic psychologist or a pathologist or the normal pairing that you would usually find. I wanted someone who was already in true crime, like either in podcasting or YouTube. And then I said, well, let's get some names out there. They presented me with a few people that they were interested in to see what I thought. And I said, well, let me look at some names too. So what I did was I didn't want to pick someone who was already doing a podcast, because I figured what would be the advantage for them to come over if they're already doing a podcast to do another one. So I went and I just Googled true crime YouTubers, and about 6 or 7 people popped up. And without throwing shade or whatever, there were some that I liked. There were some that I didn't like. But Stephanie really stood out to me initially. She was the first person that I reached out to because I liked her level of research. I remember searching her to see what her background was, because it sounded like she was a PI. So I was trying to see what her background was, if there was a reason why she was so thorough. And it just come to find out she had a psychology degree, which she told me about when we first talked, but she just was a very thorough researcher, just naturally. So I hit her up in the DMs. I slid in her DMs on Instagram, and I said, hey, my name's Derek. I'm starting a podcast. Be interested to know if you'd consider doing it. She hit me right back. We hopped on the phone that same night, and then she sounded very interested. So the next day I handed her name over to the producers at Main Event, and they said, okay, we'll add her to the list. And I was like, oh yeah, you can just make sure she's at the top of the list, because I'm only doing it with her. So, and I think I told you that too. I was like, no, you're gonna get it. They talked to you once, and it was kind of like a formal thing, and the rest is kind of history, right? I mean, am I missing anything?
I mean, besides the fact that I don't go in my Instagram DMs a lot, because I don't know. I hate social media, honestly, and I don't like it. But I'll go in every so often, but every 3 days I'll go in. And my daughter, who was in my instant message, they're not called instant messages anymore, are they? They are direct messages. She was in my direct messages, and she texted me and she said, you have to go and look on Instagram because Derek, he messaged you. And I was like, who's Derek? She's like, he's a retired police officer and he was on Big Brother. He's the best. He's the best Big Brother player ever. You have to go. And I'm like, okay. So I went and I said, hey, yeah, let's talk, okay, let's jump on the phone. And then after I sent that message, I went and started looking him up, because I'm like, who is this person? I don't watch Big Brother. Well, not then. I try now. And so then he said, let's talk. And then we talked that night. But I had already found out just a tiny little bit about him, mainly that he was an Aquarius, which I think I led with as soon as we got on the phone. I was like, our birthday's 2 days apart, so I think this is going to be great.
No, you were really enthusiastic. And I was like, you just naturally click with some people. Obviously, it wasn't we were very similar in what we wanted to accomplish. I knew more about you than you knew about me. And we just kind of roll with it. But, we had to learn each other still and find our voices as far as working together. And, I'd like to say that it always works out that way, but usually it doesn't. So we got lucky, and we're actually scarily similar. I don't even know if scarily is a word. Probably not.
Scarily, I like it. Let's go with it.
But it was, it just worked out. It really did. And someone was actually asking, this is self-serving here, right? This is for all of us, but, can't do it. I got to go with this. If you are listening on YouTube, if you also are subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts, hit 1. Actually, hit 1 if you're not subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts. I want to see how many people, this is a small sample size, but there's 1.2 in here. How many of you are not subscribed to our Apple Podcast? Hit 1. I'm interested to see. It's going to take a second, but someone just said, the reason I bring it up is someone just said, hey, I've been listening to you for, I think I'm going to read her name right here, actually. I think we passed her, but basically she said, sorry, I've been listening to you for a year and I just left a review on your Apple podcast today. So sorry about that, but love you. So, all right, Spotify. Okay. So there's a lot of ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ones. So this is what I ask. You don't have to go right now, so you're not missing out on anything, but I'll remind you at the end. There's over 1,000 people in here. So if you haven't subscribed to us on Apple Podcast and you haven't left us a review, we'd really appreciate it if you do, because we're still trying to figure it out, but apparently that's the only way you really move up on the charts is through reviews. Obviously listens, but reviews are huge on Apple Podcast. So if we use the power of YouTube, I think we're always in the top 100, but I think we can get in the top 20. Because we're usually around 50. Conservatively.
But can you use Apple Podcasts if you don't have an iPhone? Like, for some reason, I thought it was an iPhone only thing.
I think Apple Podcasts is, yes. But I think like 70% of the population, I think it's like they have market share like 70%, 60%.
I think that's a lie, man.
I don't know. I'm not even pretending like I do.
What
Android, I don't know. Because Spotify doesn't allow you to leave reviews, as far as I know.
No, I mean, when I've had an Android, Spotify didn't even have podcasts. I had to use this app called Pocket Casts, which, they don't let you. I think, honestly, Apple is the only one.
Yeah, I think it is. And it's a big one. I will say that, like, when you look at the analytics for us, like 80% of the people that listen to Crime Weekly in audio form are on an iPhone. It actually tells us that data. So it would be a huge help. There's a lot of ones. Like I said, if just 50% of the ones went and left a review after this, we would be over 4,000 reviews, which is awesome. So, would appreciate it. You don't have to, but trying to get those reviews up, because we can see how many people are listening to each episode, and it's a lot more than 3,000. So it'd be cool. And Angry Bubbles already put done and done. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know if there's any other way to boost. It's a great question. Can you listen to Apple Podcasts on a laptop? I do. Oh, you can listen to an Apple Podcast on a laptop. So there you go.
You can.
There you go.
Yeah. Or a tablet. Like if you have an iPad, but you don't have an iPhone, you can do it that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are ways to do it. Somebody asked earlier, let me see if I can find it. It was actually a pretty good question. Nikki Zajic asks, can you get a reversed episode where Derek does the research and writes the script? I did it before, but it was only audio. So yeah, I would absolutely do it again if Stephanie would even let me. But I think I did Doulos, right? I wrote the script for Doulos.
You?
Yeah, wasn't it me that wrote the script for Doulos? Which one did I write the script for? I know I wrote the script for one in the beginning because if you remember, when we first started, yes, I did, we were going back and forth on who wrote the scripts. Yes, it was like the first month. I'm 100% confident about it.
Which one? Wait, do you want to write the script? Is that what you said? You said
no,
something if Stephanie will let me.
She asked, yeah, if you would let me, yeah, I would definitely do one.
What do you mean if I let you? Am I your boss?
Because you're a control freak.
Oh, that's funny. Coming from you. Here, let me look at the
definitely
first
look at
podcast. I'm looking.
The first episode we ever did was Chris Watts.
Chris Watts.
Yep.
Jennifer Doulos. I definitely wrote those.
Are you sure you wrote
Positive.
Jennifer Doulos?
Positive. I have them in my Google Drive right now.
Okay.
Still.
All right. So if I
I remember because I didn't know. Yeah. Fucking pull it up, man.
Okay.
Are you trying to
nope,
call my bluff, man? Because I did not. Because you did not. Oh my God.
You wrote a Jennifer Doulos script for your show. For your Stephanie, but for the
no,
Crime
I never
Weekly
did it on Stephanie Harlow. That's the thing. That's how I know I wrote the script for Crime Weekly, because I never did it on my channel.
Right now.
And I didn't know anything about the case when I started. And remember, I got all that background on her and her dad and what he did and stuff. And stop. And then Joel Guy did that. John Bonet did that.
You wrote Joel Guy. And John
Michaela
Bonet.
Garrick did that. Faith Hodgepath did that. Crystal Beslanowicz. Missy Gruba. Should we keep going?
I have it right here. So how do I screen share?
I don't know. Just show me. Just tell me.
I'll
believe you.
Hold on. Well, how do I show you? I literally have the script that I wrote right here.
What's
I'm looking at.
what's your receipts?
I have the whole script that I typed out. And you know how I know I did it? Because
maybe we should listen to the podcast and see whose script we used. Yeah. Oh, I remember. We were combining writing the scripts. We were writing them together. Yes. And then, yes, I remember.
So what you're saying is I'm not lying.
You sent me notes that I turned into a script.
How do you write your scripts? This is how I'm going to get you right here. How do you write your scripts?
How do I write them?
What do you write them on that I always complain about?
No. Google Drive.
You write your scripts in Google Drive. Mm-hmm. And what do I say I always write my scripts on?
Not Google Drive.
That's
Word,
correct.
Right?
Microsoft Word. So how do I have a script written in Microsoft Word?
No, you definitely wrote something, Derek, and you sent it to me. And I remember looking at it and I said, I can't use this shit. He writes like he writes police reports. You write.
I'm not saying you didn't touch it up. For sure. And add to it and add what you want to add to it. I definitely wrote Jennifer Dulos. I have the script. I'm looking at it. I will take a picture for everyone who's watching.
No, I mean, listen, you guys don't want him to write these scripts. And no offense, he's smart and he knows his shit. It has nothing to do with that. But he's not a creative writer. He writes like he's writing a police report. Very technical.
Just for everybody out there. There's my script. And actually, my script is, just to show. Okay. So it's not like a paragraph. Because she's like, oh, you just wrote a page. So let me give you this real quick as well.
Oh, my God. I got to go in my email because I remember this. And I said, I
can't
believe
guys.
He sent this to me.
Here is
what am I supposed to do with that?
Here is the amount of pages and words. 3,266 words, 11 pages. That's an awful lot of notes. It's an awful lot of notes.
And if you look at those 11 pages, and then you compare it to the podcast that we recorded, tell me what stayed. Tell me what stayed.
Are we really going that far right now? Because you initially told me I didn't write the script at all.
I completely forgot because I tried to. So I tried to forget. I tried to forget about it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's the closest you'll get to an apology from Stephanie Harlow. There it is. There it is.
That's not true. I apologize.
And apologize with an insult.
Because you didn't write the script, man. You wrote something that I fixed so that we could make it more like podcasty.
What we will do,
because I'd already been writing scripts for YouTube. Like that was your first real foray into that, and you write very technically. You write like a cop.
What we will do is we'll have to go back and listen to the episode.
Yeah,
we'll have a listen of the episode and see how much.
Next week, guys, we're gonna go live and we're gonna have a listen party. We're gonna listen to the whole Jennifer Dulos script and compare it to Derek's notes. Everyone's getting copies. All right. We're going to put them on Google Drive so we can share them because you can do that on Google Drive, whereas Microsoft Word sucks and you can't. Mm-hmm. So we're going to put it on Google Drive. We're going to share it with everyone so that you can all read and listen along.
And just remember, guys, if you remember this whole conversation, her words, not mine. I didn't write a script ever. Now I wrote a script that just sucked.
You didn't write a script. You wrote something.
11 pages?
It was like, like notes. Okay, so guys, listen.
So my notes say D and S.
All right, so if you go on my Google Drive, you'll see everything. You'll see, let's say the case I'm doing is Jennifer Doe. Jennifer Doe, notes, 12, 13, 14 pages of notes, bullet points, things like that, relevant information. And then you're going to see Jennifer Doe, script. And then I'll take those notes and I'll put them into something that actually flows and makes sense and is like a story. So he gave me notes, and then I did additional research because, I like context and I like to look into like Jennifer's background. But yeah, all the technical stuff about the case. And I think I told you that. I said I need like the evidence, like stuff like that because I don't know this case.
This is too easy. This is like I feel like I'm in interrogation right now where like I know I already got the person and I'm just building the case. So she just said to go back here. I wrote notes. I'll let you guys judge. I don't want to influence anything. Here's a screen grab from my notes. It looks an awful like I have S and D for our lines. That doesn't look like notes to me. That looks like a script. And the only thing that's not in there is where it says D, answers, because I was writing for your part and I was going to answer organically for mine. So that's the script in black and red. So I don't know, guys. Notes, script. We'll let you be the judge.
I mean...
Stephanie, we've had 52 episodes. I've written one of them. It's okay.
If you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig, Derek.
I mean, that's an insult, but it doesn't change the fact that I wrote a script.
You just can't say it's. No, I I rephrase my statement. You
Okay.
wrote a script.
Okay. Thank you.
You wrote it.
Thank you.
You did.
You might not have liked it, but it's still a script.
liked it. I liked the information. I didn't like the way it sounded. It's very
you
technical.
Know what? And by the way, I'm gonna hold feet to the fire here because I'm pretty confident that was the script we used for the most part, including the opening and stuff. So,
if you're right, you're right, man. I will say you're right.
Don't act like it's that easy for you.
It's not, but I'll say it.
Well, Derek, we used 10 of your 11 pages, but I did add another 10 pages to it. So technically you didn't write it.
Oh, okay. So he wrote.
Wow. You didn't have to do that. Whoever did that.
What?
Finding Emo. I'm just a big fan. You deserve more. Thank you. We don't deserve more.
What happened?
They just donated a substantial amount of money and they didn't have to. So I appreciate it, but they didn't have to do that. That's not why we're doing this.
Finding Emos is such a cool name. I was like Finding Emo, and then I was like, oh, Finding Nemo. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
My face hurts from smiling. Team Derek. Derek can't write a script. I'm not gonna sit here and argue if I can write a script or not. The point was I wrote a script. Stephanie was quick to jump down my throat and say I never wrote a script. So I had to pull out the receipts, which he asked for.
Very sorry. I'm so sorry. You wrote a script.
I wrote a script.
Yes.
You weren't even going to let me have one out of the 52 episodes.
That's what you did. Well, I like facts. I like to stay factual. Okay, I don't just throw bones to throw them. But you wrote a script.
I did write a script. And by the way, I'm going to go further and say that we used the script. But, it's either there.
So somebody just asked me what's my favorite Taylor Swift song? Currently, right now, it's Ivy. But that could change next week. Hold on. I saw another question. Oh, somebody said we need another 6-parter. Guys, I think we have one coming up.
Yeah.
I think actually Derek said I can't do more than 5 parts, right? Didn't you say that? Did you say stop at 5? I said tell me how many.
We did 6 for thank you, Enza. We did 6 for Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson, and I felt like
that there was fatigue at the end.
There was fatigue, and it was backed up by the analytics, right? Like our views and our listens went down near the end. Understandably, people were like, I think they were ready for the next one. But that's the only way we learn, right? Is to find out like what most people want. Some people are definitely going to want more. Some might want less.
We got to go with the average.
We got to go in the middle, and some will be longer. We may have a 7-parter, but I don't think that's the norm. I think with Scott Peterson and Lacey, there was enough there, but it was still, I thought people were a little fatigued by the end.
Yeah, Derek, honestly, I agree with Theo. I think you should write all 6 parts of our next.
Listen, you act like I can't write. I wrote a book that was a bestseller.
No, you absolutely can write.
I wrote a best-selling book by myself. No ghostwriter. So I can write if I have to.
No, I did read some of your book. It's good.
Yeah, and there's no ghostwriter.
It's well written. There's only one typo.
There's one typo in the entire book.
And it pisses you off, and I know it does.
Page 119, yeah.
See? And I know.
Yeah.
So,
but you only know it because I told you where it was.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean.
But I didn't get to page 119, but that's not because it wasn't good. It was good. I skipped around in it.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
I read stuff that I was in, like I went through the chapters and stuff, and I was like, this chapter seems to interest me, so I did.
Yeah, it's not an autobiography. It's written in chat, like basically lessons. So some people it may not be applicable, some of the chapters, which is
I agree.
Kind of the way I designed it, but
at that moment, but you can go back and sort of use it as like a guidebook if something else comes up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the typo was here. HEAR instead of HERE.
I would be so mad about that.
Yeah, I was pissed. But honestly, I realized this afterwards that's a very common thing, that there's usually in books there's a lot of typos. Not a lot, but there's multiple typos. So to only have one that I found is pretty good. But if you find more, please just don't tell me for my own sanity.
Don't tell him, man. Don't.
Yeah, I'll be having a reprint done. And actually, once I pointed it out to the publisher, they did change it for future prints, so it's not in there
first
anymore. No, and there was a lot of books printed at first, so you may be looking at your book and it may not even be in there.
So I mean, if you ever really if Derek hurts you and you want to hurt him back, go through the book, find nice every typo, find every if there's more, find every one, and then email them to him with no further explanation.
Yeah, call me dumb, call me ugly, but I don't care. Call out a typo, and you're gonna get to the core, man. That cuts deep.
I feel that way. I feel that way. Like, I don't mind in my comments or people are like, oh, you're stupid and you're ugly and your voice makes me want to throw myself off a bridge. I'm like, okay, but if they're like, oh, I didn't like the content, or like I didn't like this about the content, I take it very personal. That's important to me.
Somebody said put page 19 on a t-shirt. That hurts. Yeah, that hurts, Ariel. That hurts. That's mean. I mean, something just crossed the line. That crosses the line.
Yeah.
That one hurts.
Well, Theo, that was funny, Theo.
I'm going to, you know what? I haven't, have I sent you my script yet? I haven't.
What script?
The movie that I told you about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we were still talking about the Dulo script. I thought you were still talking about that.
Nope. So I wrote a book because I wanted to prove to myself that I could. And so once I did that, now I was like, you know what? I want to write a movie script, even if it doesn't get picked up, but I want to write a true crime movie based on cops in the community and the division amongst, people of color, and then obviously police, and how we can still work together to accomplish a common goal in spite of our differences. And obviously I'm biased, but we're like on version 7 of editing. Already have a director for it, local director Tom DiNucci, who's very, very talented. We're just going to try to sell it, but it's too long right now. It's actually, which is funny, 119 pages. So it has to be about a movie script has to be about 90 to 95 for people to be really interested in it. That's the length.
Is there a sassy female character in there I can play?
We'll see.
We should write it in.
I'm going to make sure whatever character you are, they die in the movie. A tragic
as long as it's like a dramatic death that I can really put my all into.
You're like, Derek, you really are passionate about this scene.
I'd be like, wow, you really wanted to like go through every step of me dying, like my last breath, the blood dripping from my head wound, everything. It was very intricate. You are a good writer.
You're like, this is good. This is powerful, Derek. Jared Fadulo sucked, but this is good.
I didn't say it sucked.
The book is called The Undercover Edge, which, by the way, stick around to the end. We wanted to give you guys a couple things as like a token of our appreciation. I'm going to be giving a book. I'm going to sign it, personalize it, and send it to one of you guys.
Oh, and we have a Crime Weekly tote bag.
And we have a Crime Weekly tote bag as well.
But I have the tote bag, and Derek has the book, so we're going to have to figure out a way.
Yep.
You might get them separate.
Well, do you want to send it to 2 different people? Or do you want to do 2 different people, or do you want to do 1 person?
What do you think?
I think 2 people.
2 people.
Yeah, I think 2 people. That way you can send it. That way it's not even confused. It's like, hey, whoever you get, send it to them, and I'll send this out. But yeah, I'll send it out. But the name of the book is called The Undercover Edge. You can get it on Amazon.
Wait, so like, what do they have to do?
I don't know. You got to come up with something. I think we just pick someone, and maybe we ask a question. I don't know. You can pick the question. Just something that maybe only if you've been listening since the beginning you would know.
Oh.
You got to be a day oneer to know. And there are questions. There are things that like inside jokes that you and I had that I think only certain people would know.
I think I'm going to have to see that you're going to have to show us that you're following us on podcast, YouTube, and all social media. And then you're in the drawing. Is that too harsh?
I mean, I don't even know how we would like confirm it.
They send you a screenshot.
And right now, but after, like, if they get picked, all they got to do is go subscribe and be like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, but then they subscribed, man.
Yeah, I got you.
See?
Yeah.
It's so weird because I've never like begged for subscribers before, but I'm begging now because I really want to hit that 100K before 2022. Like if we hit it on like January 3rd or January 1st, 2022, I'll be like, ugh. But if we hit it on December 29th or the 30th or something, then I'm like celebrating, and I don't know why. It's so stupid. It's time. It doesn't mean anything, but it means something to me. It means something.
Victoria, thank you. Victoria just tagged my book because everyone's like still asking. I'm not going to keep repeating. It sounds like I'm plugging, but look up Victoria. She's got it right there. But I'll sign it right here. I don't have a Sharpie.
That's too harsh, guys. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. That's why nobody should leave anything up to me because I go too far. I always go too far.
You notice I got my undercover pineapple sweatshirt finally?
I did.
Boom.
Is that the...
This is the new one. This is the HD print.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks great, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
a little
good.
snug on me, but we'll get there.
I think because it actually doesn't look too snug on you.
It will after I wash it.
You might be in a large now. You might have gone down a couple sizes.
No. Nope.
You have the same one, Marissa? You have the blue one? Yes. I love the blue. The yellow really pops on it, man. Pick a number and then go to the beginning of chat and count the comments. Say you pick 8 and 9 or 8. Okay.
I believe that's the Marissa who follows us on Instagram and is constantly
was she the one
posting.
That yeah.
Yeah, I think she's the one who also made the TikTok or whatever it was where she was like jamming out to our theme song for the remember I posted that and you were like, "Yo, that was hilarious."
The cute little blonde.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
Marissa, is that you?
I think it is.
It looks like her to her face. Yes, I see it now. That's definitely her.
That's what I'm thinking.
I shared your dancing video. I love that. Like when people send videos or do TikToks or something of them dancing to the intro song to Crime Weekly. I love it because listen, when we first heard that intro music, we hated it. It reminds me of the opening bars to the Real Slim Shady, like dun 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 dun.
Hey, it was her.
Yeah. So I did not like that, but it's grown on me so much, and I can't imagine having any other.
That's an inside scoop. We didn't want to stay with the song initially. We were like,
no, we didn't.
Yep, yeah. That's an inside scoop. We haven't told everyone that.
Damn. Yeah, she was getting down to the theme song. Sarah says, "Looking good, Daddy Derek," in his too small sweatshirt.
Yep.
He can only wear it once before he washes it, and then it's over.
You guys get so many names from me. Crime Daddy. That was one. Daddy Derek. What was the other one? Oh, dude, I saw one. I got to give a shout out. It was fucking hilarious. Out of all the things I've ever been called, good and bad on TV, someone said, just tuning in to watch Derek. They spelled my first name wrong, by the way. I'm just tuning in to watch Derek LaSexy. That was good, right? I was like, damn. And then
it reminds me of like Grey's Anatomy when they used to call the doctors like McDreamy.
I was like, all right, that's pretty good. I mean, they still can't spell my first name, but I'll take it.
That's funny.
I was like, all right, that was decent.
All right.
Go with
it. I don't think I have any cool nicknames, but.
Would y'all? This is a question for Stephanie. Would y'all consider doing a vintage crime deep dive? Would you? That was all the question was. Would you consider doing that? A vintage crime deep dive
on Crime Weekly?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would love to. I love vintage crimes. I have a couple on my channel.
Yeah, like the Vasilla Axe murders.
Velasca,
see? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one that I don't know, so maybe we should do that one.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
And that's a good point too. Like, and I think that's why it works for us. I'm not not in a bad way, but I'm not a fan of true crime. Is that fair to say? Like, I don't watch it or listen to it in my off time because it was like what I was doing. So I was more focused on that. I think that's why you and I work as well, because you do this because this is like something you really enjoy doing, like researching true crime. You were doing it before you were big on YouTube, where I had a different lane to get to this point. So we're coming from completely two different backgrounds, which I think is really nice, which is why I wanted to do that, because I didn't want two people who are both like kind of, got their stripes by like doing it in the sense that I was doing it, because we're both going to be saying the same things and probably have similar opinions on everything, which I thought would be boring.
I was a big into true crime before I did it for like this. Now I don't listen to it in my spare time, because I have to listen to something a little bit more lighthearted in my spare time, because that would be really tough. But I love vintage, old, unsolved crimes. I've covered Natalie Wood because that's a big mystery. Lizzie Borden, a bunch. Gene Spangler was another one. And I like them because it's different. When you're talking about a 1920s, 1930s, 40s, 50s case, there's not forensics like there is now. So the detectives, They would do some crazy shit to solve these crimes, man. They'd like go into where the mobsters hung out and they'd like bust it up and, like lock them in a room and be like, you're going to tell us what you know now here. And it's like completely different. It was like the Wild West back then. There wasn't forensics. They didn't really have a lot of, protocol. They just kind of did whatever they wanted.
Stephanie, question for you for Instagram. Simply Hoped asks, favorite episode you've ever done. I thought that's good. A good anniversary question.
What is our favorite Crime Weekly episode?
Yeah.
What's yours?
I mean, it's like asking to pick what's your favorite kid, right? I don't know if I could pick a favorite episode, but case.
Yeah,
pick
case.
a favorite case.
Yeah, favorite case.
I would say, honestly, it was the first time we did it. I would honestly say Lacey Peterson. I'm sorry. Lacey Peterson, because I didn't know that case. And that was a case where I kept hearing people talk about it. And so I actually was interested in learning about that case. So for me, I felt like, I was still like hosting a podcast, but I was more so doing it because I found the case fascinating. It was enjoyable for me. Where some of them, it's like I kind of know it and, you have to, play your role in that. But that one I was like genuinely completely like didn't know much about it as far as the specifics and was learning along with a lot of you guys.
I think as far as like researching, my favorite was Lauren Spear. It was interesting because it was like a case that kind of just kept going places, like you were like, it was just so many rabbit holes to go down. That was probably the most fun. As far as recording, I think my most fun episode to record was the Amber Jackson, because we had a lot of fun with that case because you had been there and you talked to like, Greg and the Yurt dude and everything. Mm-hmm. So that was fun to do.
That is cool. That is cool when we have like a firsthand knowledge, because we can have like all these like little things anecdotes. People that they don't, anecdotal information that like people wouldn't get just by watching a documentary. So yeah, that's true.
So I'm going to pop in here. So somebody kind of wanted to know, like, what's our next case? And then, I thought because we're live, we can give a little hint because not a lot of people, but we're definitely going to be doing Kaylee Anthony next.
It's not even a hint.
Yeah, I know. I just was like, how would I give a hint?
I was wondering how you were going to give a hint.
How am I going to give a hint?
I was like, okay, sure.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that that's what we're doing, and that's what's going to be, the multi-parter. Actually, tomorrow I'm sitting down and outlining the whole case to sort of like shuffle details and timelines into each part so I can make sure that I don't go into the 7, 8, 9, part kind of thing, because I would if you guys let me, and if Derek let me, and if nobody was there to tell me to stop, I would just go. But a hint would be a well-known Florida case about a little girl and her mother. Yeah, that's the same thing. Everybody would know. That's what I was like. I could say this and I'm going to be clever, but everyone's going to figure it out in 2 seconds anyways. So I'm going to tell you. Top Mom, once again, they would have known. The one Nancy Grace always used to yell about, that may have been a little bit more difficult to figure out because, Nancy Grace gets real heated about every case. But it's a case that's near and dear to me. Probably one of the first cases I did where I was like up at night. I couldn't go to sleep. I just had to keep digging, and I found out so much stuff. So I'm excited to revisit it because once again, this is something I did early on in my channel, and I've changed and I've improved, and I know so much more about everything now. I mean, I'm older and wiser. So I'm excited to redo it, and I really am excited to get Derek's viewpoint. And yeah, Jodi Arias is another one I would really like to do.
Casey, that case will be good too, because I didn't know a ton about it because again, it wasn't my case. And then I did a special for Dr. Oz, so I had to, kind of like
brush up,
figure out some things. I focused more on like the car. That was kind of my segment, but I definitely was looking at other things as well. People
see, that's going to be interesting. The car, all of this, because it was
such
a circumstantial evidence case, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and Casey's going to be watching it. She watches everything that everyone does about her, so we know that she'll be in our ranks watching it. And then if we need to speak to her directly and say something like, "You suck and we hate you," she'll hear it. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Thank you very much, Enza Amendola. Appreciate it. Thank you, BioVesi. And thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Maybe she'll be in the chat. Oh.
And listen, by the way, we're giving you don't have to donate any money. We didn't come on here for you to donate money, so don't feel like you have to.
Wait, is something happening?
People are like, "Oh, for $139, she should get a shout out." We're not just we're talking to everybody in here, so just, you don't have to give any money. We're not asking for it.
Who should get a shout out?
Enza, which I just gave her a shout out. A lot of people were saying it. Enza, love you, babe. Thanks, appreciate it.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry. It's hard to look at all the comments and talk and
that is to
be
fair. Yeah, it's like the software we're using. It like pops up for a second, and then there's like a little red circle or a little orange circle, and unless you grab it and save it, it
goes away.
It goes away. So we're
but
not.
We
definitely
are definitely so sorry. We would never ignore. We would never ignore any super chats, whether it's 2 cents or $2 million.
That's why I just banged them all out.
Yeah, it's definitely not something we do on purpose.
I wonder what fake name Casey will use to send nasty comments, says Jamie.
Oh, listen, she has a lot of fake profiles. And if you go on, so stupid, but if you go on like Reddit and stuff, back in the day when people were making a lot of videos about her, she would go on. And sometimes she'd go on as herself and she'd start arguing with people. Or sometimes she'd go on under like her photography because she had a photography business. And she'd go on under that business and like, ream people out and rip people a new one, or she thought she was. But she's got all sorts of sock puppet accounts.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people asking too, case suggestions. Like, do you take case suggestions? Absolutely. You can put them right under other posts. You can put them on here. Brittany 822 Bewley also asks, will you please cover the Aiden Saeed case? That's the one they did Serial on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that we could add value to that? I mean, I know it's an interesting case, but like it's been done so thoroughly.
I've always wanted to do it because, oh my God, that podcast was everything to me. It was so good. I remember I just had Bella. She was a baby who never slept, and I'd stay up all night nursing her. She never slept, so I just stay up, freaking so tired, holding her, feeding her, and I was listening to Serial, and it's the only thing that kept me sane. They did such a great job with that podcast. And this is a lot coming from me, all right? Because I like to be the best at everything. And I can say, like, I don't think that there's anything I could do to make their coverage of it better, except I guess put it into story form, because I know some people don't want to listen to 50 parts of a podcast, but it was impeccable. Impeccable.
By the way, just I don't know how we're going to do it. So to make it just something where I feel bad that we missed Enza, you're getting the book. There you go. So guess what? You didn't miss. It worked out well for you because everybody was pointing out that we didn't acknowledge you. So good to go. And I'll sign it to you. There we go. Make sure I get your name spelled.
What are you gonna write?
I'm writing it right now, so you can talk. You got me covered.
Oh, hey guys. Maura Murray. I covered on YouTube, but that part 2 of my Maura Murray video is blocked in all countries. It's so weird. YouTube has some issues. Thank you, Taylor Mano. Look into Garrett Phillips upstate New York case. I have heard of this case before, and maybe I can even go on scene because I'm in upstate New York and go on scene and interview people. Purvis Payne, his death sentence was just overturned. I also have heard of that name. That case is so tired. Do something else, please. Nope, we're going to do that one, okay? Because that's the one we've decided to do.
There's about Casey. Yeah, we can't please everyone. There you go. There you go, Enza. You.
Look at that. Look at that signature.
There
Fancy.
You go. And it looks like you're in Canada, so
I think you need to give her your personal number. All right?
Yeah,
so just
in
case.
Got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Enza, do me a favor and DM me on Instagram. And I can get your shipping information because it looks like you're in Canada. So I don't know what's going on up there as far as I just shipped out a couple packages to Canada. It was books and it didn't look like it was getting there anytime soon. So send me a DM and we'll get it taken care of. So Enza has been officially taken care of, everyone.
We love you, Enza.
There was hashtags and everything for Enza. I'm not even kidding. So
justice for Enza.
So Enza, you have been acknowledged.
It's not Enza's fault.
No, I know. She wasn't really saying shit. She was just like, oh.
Enza was like, don't speak for me, guys. I'm cool.
So what lipstick are you wearing?
The lipstick
right now?
I'm wearing. Yeah. So it's a combination of this Burt's Bees that I put on. Burt's Bees lip shimmer with peppermint oil. I don't know. It's like a tinted lip chapstick. And then I also just put this on Lip Glow Color Reviver Balm by, I don't know, Dior Addict. It's in the color 020, which it looks like is mahogany, but I just put it on because my lips were feeling a little dry. It's winter. So that is what that is. Free Enza.
I'm wearing the same.
Yeah. I think you have like a cherry chapstick, you know?
Mm-hmm. There it is.
If you could kick a murderer's ass, who would it be and why all of them? But Chris Watts for sure. For sure. Chris Watts, I would just literally like give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes is all I need. I'll make it quick. Oh. Yeah, it's bad out there with the dry air. Will you bring back your makeup favorite videos every once in a while? I can. I can. I'd probably do something on Instagram instead of YouTube because then I'd always put something up. People would be like, this is a true crime. And I know it says my makeup favorites, but I clicked on it anyways, thinking that maybe there was a true crime case called my makeup favorites. And now I'm offended. And I'd be like, why are you clicking on freaking video if you don't want to watch it? Oh, dude. That was always my thing. And like, I just got so sick of hearing the people click on the video just to complain that it wasn't a true crime video. I was like, I'm not doing these anymore. See, people ruin it, man. Crime Weekly Book Club on Patreon. Yeah. Documentary Club. Have you guys seen the documentary Finding Kendrick Johnson that came on in August? If so, any thoughts? Nope, I haven't seen it. I don't know if Derek has, but I know we had just covered that case, so yeah. I probably didn't watch it because I mean, we went so deep with that case.
You do. We were looking at so much, and I had seen some stuff in there. I don't think it would change my opinion on anything because I did research that case a lot, you know, even though Stephanie wrote the script because of how polarizing it is and wanting to kind of figure it out. So
even though Stephanie wrote the script.
Yeah, I want to give you your acknowledgement. You know, I don't want there to be any misconstruing the fact that you write the scripts, even though I say it every week. But you wrote 51 scripts out of 52. It's not bad.
No, I actually wrote 52 scripts.
You wrote 52, but after I wrote one of them.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're a control freak.
I'm gonna go with it. I am a control freak,
and I guarantee you, I will put money on it.
But
would you
want to be working with me if I wasn't a control freak? You know, like there's benefits to it. I don't.
No, I think it's good that you take pride in your work. I just can't wait until we listen to it, or you're gonna listen to it tonight because you don't like being wrong. So you're gonna listen to it tonight and realize very quickly, shit, a lot of what Derek sent me in the Word document is similar to what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't listen to it and not acknowledge it again.
Yeah, I'm sure the information is the same, but.
Yeah. So I wrote the script. You just changed it and made it more your words.
I made it better.
Oh, okay. See what I'm dealing with? Okay.
Come on, I didn't have to say that, but how could I not? Yeah. It was so good. I could have been nice.
Well, I just can't. Well, now I'm going to write one of these, and I'm not going to tell.
No.
Yes. Yep.
No, I don't want that, man. I don't want it.
Oh, I could make a zing so bad right now. But I could make a zing so bad right now.
Okay, you're gonna write a script.
Yeah.
But I will not be reading the script. You will be reading the script, and I will be playing Derek for the day. Deal?
I could make a zing.
I'm not reading
right now,
that shit, man.
I could be zing.
Make a zing. I love them. Zing me.
All right. I would say I'll write the script, and you can play my part and tell me about law enforcement practices. But you haven't done that. Okay. Zing.
I can do that.
You can't. You can attempt it.
You know what I can do? I'll be like, Derek, this is very interesting what you're telling me here. Now, as a police officer, what do you think about this? Hand it off.
Yeah, no. And listen, we're busting chops here because we do it all the time. Stephanie's a great writer. That's a skill set that, like, I think a lot of it is just natural. You're born with it. Stephanie's very good at it. Why would I write the scripts when she's better at it than me? No doubt about it. So
I read a lot. That's why.
This is why we go well together. But and it's not a zing, but it's like there are things that I've experienced that I've done that you haven't had the opportunity to do, which is why this works.
That's why I write the scripts.
Yeah, exactly. so it works out. It works out well.
That is why I write the scripts, because it's like That's what I have to offer. I understand
Stephanie,
what I
write
have
a
to
damn
offer
book, please.
and what I don't. I'm going to. In a couple of years, I'm going to take 6 months under the Tuscan sun and write a book. I have so many ideas too. You should see my little notebook by my bed that I write in when I'm high. Amazing ideas. Amazing ideas. I'm getting excited thinking about it. I can't even talk about it. Oh, I have so many books.
I'm going to acknowledge people that have, for the super chats, because I want to make sure I get everyone. What are your thoughts on the new rumors that Brian had something to do with the newlyweds?
I don't believe it. And the police have already come out and said that they're not connected. So I heard somebody say, like, everyone's saying that he did it, but I don't see how that's possible. I thought the police already said no connection. Would they be lying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that still comes out about it. At this point, now that we know he kind of offed himself, I mean, it's like, where do you go from there? Is that what we're talking about, Brian Laundrie?
Yeah. Remember the couple that worked at that co-op in Moab, the same one that Brian and Gabby were outside, arguing outside. Remember that? What was it called? The Sunflower, Mayflower, something like that, right?
Okay.
Moonflower Co-op. I'm just waiting for affirmation from you. Nothing? You don't remember?
No, I don't know.
Moonflower and Sunflower or something. But they say that because these two women, this couple, they were murdered, I believe, right after or right before.
Oh, they're saying he might have possibly been involved in that?
Yeah, so then obviously when everything came out and we realized that this payphone or where they were seen arguing was right where that one woman worked, one of the women that died, there was obviously some, wondering if there was a connection. I don't think so. And yeah, he flew home the day after they died. So yeah, that seems super sketchy. But I think if you look at things sort of like that, like you could look at completely two disconnected things. Like you could say, oh, on the day Stephanie woke up late, Derek went to bed early. So what does that mean? It doesn't necessarily have to mean anything, but you can kind of look at coincidences.
How were the newlyweds killed?
Oh, I think they were shot. Let me look.
So if they were shot, it's a real simple thing. You'd have to compare ballistics to the gun used in Florida. But from what I understand, Brian didn't have a gun when he was with Gabby. So
yeah, that's
why he strangled her. Yeah, so I don't believe it's going to be Brian. I think you could easily rule that out because I don't believe Brian was in possession of a firearm.
They reportedly told friends they were worried about a weirdo who was freaking them out. I mean, it sounds like Brian. Checks out.
Found a lot of people.
The bodies of two women found near a camping area in Utah on Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't see. I think again, his manner, his MO, right, was a strangulation, and so to think that he found a gun, shot. Why wouldn't he have just shot Gabby as well?
And what did he get out of doing that? Did he steal their car? Like there would have to be some sort of motive for you to. Oh, they were so cute. There'd have to be some sort of motive for him to do that randomly. I mean, unless they wouldn't have been able to see him kill Gabby because Gabby didn't die till after. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think that there is any. Investigators believe the killings were an isolated incident. There's no current danger to the public. I love when they say that, an isolated incident, no current danger to the public. Somebody murdered two women, but don't worry, no current danger to the public just because we haven't captured them yet. That's ridiculous. You get somebody on the loose. One of the chicks called the cops on him. Is that true? Is that true, though? Because I thought that there was two people that called the cops, and both were men, and both were people who were passing. So you could easily say, like, what if one of those guys that called the cops on Brian killed them? If that's all you have, there's nothing really. The gym key was not his. They found the key. Yeah, so there's a lot going on here. Yes. So do you guys have any? Do you want to answer one more question?
Yeah, we can do. I'm just a couple more of these. Love you guys. Keep up the great work. Happy holidays. Treat yourselves to something on me. Alyssa, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And also there's one more. Kelsey, you guys are amazing. Love every single episode. Thank you. Yeah, do one more question, then we'll go.
Let's explain the undercover pineapple thing because a lot of people had questions.
Oh, yes. That's honestly the best question because we get that so often.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain it? You want to go with it?
Oh, you want me to explain it? So, it was actually, I forget what episode it was, but it was early on in YouTube, and Derek was giving away a book, and I think it was right before we went to CrimeCon last year, wasn't it? because you wanted to give the book away. Yeah.
That's right.
So, so we said, if you put a word or a phrase in the comments, and then you'll be entered into the drawing to win this. And then Derek was like, what should we use? Undercover? Because the book was called The Undercover Edge. And I said, yeah, but you can't say undercover edge. Like, that's so boring. And anybody could figure that out. So let's use undercover. And then I just thought of a random fruit, because I honestly think pineapple was still in my head from when we talked about John Benet Ramsey. So I said undercover pineapple. And that's what it ended up being, undercover pineapple. But the funny thing was, we were quickly informed that this is apparently like I don't know, what would you call it?
Like a sign of being like a swinger.
A sign of being a swinger. And
it's like a subtle way of letting people outside your circle know like you're open for business.
Yeah, so that's not what that was, but it was so funny because we literally didn't know when we made it, and we put it on shirts and everything.
Yeah.
That's
but
fun.
What we learned very quickly, but we were just like, that makes it even more funny.
It's funny.
And we were like, embrace it. Like, I was at the shop, like the food store, and I was like taking selfies with pineapples. So it's like that double, what do you call it? Double entendre? Is that the right way of saying it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, that's what makes it even more funny, because people would look at it, and if they don't listen to us, then they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know. And my husband went out and bought a welcome mat that has a pineapple on it. So
yeah, no. We're like
my whole family's into it. Like, my son brought me one of those like fidget things. It's like squeezy and has like Orbeez in it. It's shaped like a pineapple.
We're gonna do the squishies eventually. My younger daughter Peyton she's like, she wants to put like the plush dolls, the little.
Heck yeah.
You can make those. So it'll be this little guy. We'll do this. We'll do you. That's you right there, and then we'll do me.
Wait, why does my hair look like that? Go back. They really should have made it more shiny.
I have the monocle. When have I worn a monocle?
You do have a monocle, but I will take the monocle.
When have I worn that?
If you don't want the monocle, give it to me, man.
I'll take the lipstick. You take the monocle.
Do I have lipstick on?
I think so. You don't even have lips.
I don't have lips.
I thought you had lips in one of them. No,
I think we did it because we asked people to send like drawings too, because we wanted to do it for merch. So we asked people to send drawings, and so many creative artists, so many talented artists out there sent us their creations, their drawings, so good, and we had to pick one, and we paid her, and we wanted to make sure we were supporting her in that, because she did a great job. But everybody did a great job.
They really did, and I posted like. If I didn't post every one, I posted 99% of them to give you guys some love and like let people see your work, because it is tough to only choose one, but it worked out well.
Yeah. So what we learned from today is Derek is going to be writing a script soon.
Got it.
Do we tell them? Anthony,
do we tell them that I'm writing it, or do we just see if they notice?
No, because I said I'm not reading the script, man.
Oh yeah, so they would notice. Yeah,
I have to read my own words for it to flow, or like something. Yeah,
I am 100% confident that I can write a script.
I'm 100% confident you can write a script as well.
Yeah, it might not sound like yours. Some people might like mine better.
It's not gonna. I'm sure they will, because there's all sorts of people out there.
Right. Some smarter people.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That might prefer my scripts to yours.
Writing. Some people might like a more. Yeah. Some people might like a more straightforward, pragmatic kind of right.
Yeah, they go to podcasts for that. That's what they go to podcasts for. Yeah. They go to podcasts to hear a police report.
On the whispering night, in this chilly, cold December.
Yo, is that what you think I sound like?
The chills down my spine told me that something was going on, but I didn't know who it was, and then I realized. It was someone who I always held close to me, my friend Samantha, who I let borrow $15 a week prior, never knowing that would be ultimately my demise.
Yes.
I can do it.
Why don't you throw some of that in there, man?
You want to throw some more fucking adjectives in there to spice it up? Whatever you need.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
Chills were going down my spine. My friend Samantha. Okay.
Somebody said not
You're
15.
Right.
Not 15.
Not 15. Did Samantha get killed for $15, or did you get killed for $15? Because the way you were narrating it, it was like you were the person.
My luck. That's how all the dangerous shit I've done in my life. I would get taken out by the person that I stiffed for $15. That would be my luck.
Yeah, I do go a little extra. I do go a little extra with the writing. I'm not gonna lie. I admit it and I own it and I like it.
I think you're a great script. I'll even go as far as saying you're a better script writer than me. That's why you write our scripts.
Oh, you would go as far as to say that?
Yeah, I mean, I've never denied that, but I definitely wrote Jennifer Dulos.
Okay, I'm super glad that.
And I will write another one. I will start looking for a case. Maybe I'll even write a script for a case that I did. So it's like really like involved. Like I can give details. I don't have to research it. I lived it. So I'll do a case that I actually worked, and I will tell that story, and you can kind of just ask questions like you would on any case that I had worked before. So it's nobody will know the difference, except I'll be reading the script.
Yeah.
But guys, if you love it though, I just gotta tell you, can't do it every week. It's a once a year type thing.
He can't do it.
I'm only one man. Only one man.
And listen, it's not even that he's not as good of a writer as me that he can't do it every week, but he does a lot of other stuff, like for real.
I do a lot of, and I mean, people, we do a lot of the administrative stuff. Like anybody out there,
he does that stuff. He does all that stuff. So like, understand that the script is my thing. He's not taking it for multiple reasons, but also he can't do it.
I couldn't do it.
He does so much other stuff.
Yeah. So we're a business. We're a business, and there's multiple aspects to it, and that's why this works. We both understand our roles, and so it's like we're a good team. We're a good team, and we understand what we need to do on a weekly basis, and it's a lot. And for all of you guys who are starting podcasts, because anybody can do it, and you should if you have a passion for it. It is something where it does get difficult. There's a lot of work involved. And you just really got to love what you're doing, because it's not something where you just record and hit send. There's a lot more to the whole process. So from the point when you record to the point where it goes out to, when you see the ad reads that are in there, the shit that goes on behind the closed doors that you guys don't know about as far as like advertisers and stuff. It's like a world I wasn't familiar with. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. I'll let you answer this one because I don't know what she's talking about. What do you guys think is going to happen with the Daybells? I live in Idaho, and I'm curious of your opinions.
What is going to happen with them?
Yeah, the Daybells.
Chad and Lori.
I don't know that one.
Cult mom. I hate her. This is the woman who thought her children were zombies and had dark souls. And then they went missing, and she was like, no, they're safe. They're safe. When actually her and her dirtbag husband, cult leader Chad Daybell, killed them and buried them on his property. And they're disgusting. What's going to happen to them? Well, they're definitely burning in hell. I don't know what else is going to happen to them. People are asking what's going to happen with Ghislaine Maxwell, too. What's going to happen with Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah,
you know what's going to happen with Ghislaine Maxwell? Absolutely nothing. She's going to disappear. They're going to let her out. She's naming names right now behind closed doors that we don't know about, because she's saying all these names that nobody wants to hear. Well, we want to hear, but nobody wants us to hear them, aka the government. And they're going to let her go because she's already claiming to be a victim. Oh, he tricked me. He tricked me into abusing those girls. Ugh, gross. Okay? This is what happens in our world and our justice system. It's disgusting. What's going to happen to the Daybells? Probably nothing. So like Lori, I think she's definitely going to prison. Chad, I don't know.
Nicole, that's a great idea. Michelle Norris. Maybe that's what I'll write the script on. I just got to get Michelle's mom's permission. She won't have an issue with it, but I always like to just, whenever we do a case, Stephanie knows this, whenever we do a case where, it's involving someone that I've worked with personally, I usually reach out to them. And then even afterwards, just to make sure they know, like, hey, like when we did Amber Jackson, I was telling Stephanie, I reached out to Matt and let him know. And so he was
her nephew.
Yeah, her nephew, who we talked about in the episode. So just, it's a courtesy, because obviously they're out there. This is affecting them every day. They're still looking for the truth. So they don't look at it as entertainment. They look at it as exposure to their loved one's case that maybe someone listening to this or watching this may be able to help, and so it's different. It hits different for them, obviously. Should we wrap it up? I know we got our
let's
families
wrap it
and
up.
stuff. Everyone's home. It's Saturday night.
And I have to get up super early, like 5 a.m. early on a Sunday. It's gross. It's gross.
No, but we, just to end it on a high note, we appreciate and love all of you. We the support you guys have shown us over the last year. It means everything to us. Like I said, we couldn't do it without you guys, and we just wanted to hop on here for a little bit and say thank you. And we're very appreciative that you guys allow us to do this and support us in a way that, we're able to do it almost full time. I mean, we still have our other jobs that we do, but this does take up a good portion of our days, and we are very appreciative that it does.
Yeah, obviously we're nothing without you. Nothing without you. And it's hard for someone like me to admit that because I'm a lone wolf. But we are nothing without you guys.
And a great script writer, by the way.
Great script writer. A good friend, a great script writer, and a lone wolf.
A lone wolf.
I don't like to really, hang my hat on anybody, but you guys are amazing. You've done this for us.
Oh, the bag. You pick someone.
What about the bag? Oh, I have to pick someone?
The tote. Yep.
I'm not picking someone. You pick someone.
Everyone hit it up. Okay. Quick question. Something that, I'm trying to think of something that happened in an early episode that we could ask that you would only know. Let me think. What's something that we did in an early episode? Okay, first person to say it. This is an easy question. Everyone should get it. And I've said it multiple times. First episode we ever released was on December 4th of last year. What case was it? First person that pops up in here. Stephanie, you say you pick because you're actually having the software. So the first person you see that answers that, they get the tote.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yep.
Chris Watts, Kylie.
Kylie's got it.
No, wait, I'm sorry. Ow, see?
How do you fuck that up?
I'm sorry. They all came in at once.
Okay, so who was the first person then?
Hold on. There's so many more. Holy shit. Wow, they all came in at once. What do you want from me? Whoa, so many more that I even saw.
Well, I would hope most of these people.
Oh my God.
But just pick the first one.
I'm looking. I'm scrolling. Oh, I'm going to fucking slap you.
Well, now you're never going to find it because it's coming in so fast.
Stop talking for a second. I
should have just picked.
Yeah, you should have, but you wouldn't have been able to do it either.
Thank God you write your scripts better. Yeah. Never letting that go, by the way.
I can't even see because now I can't even go up.
I would say that one of the first ones that you saw, it's not who the first one was. The first one that you saw was
Kylie.
Kylie, you get the tote. Hit up.
I'm so sorry. Now everyone hates me.
Everyone's saying Kaylee Ulmer was the first one. Everyone's saying that.
Okay, Kaylee Ulmer was the first one.
Yep, everybody's saying it. That's respect. Everyone's putting out who actually got it. So
I love you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You really do the right thing, man. That's really something I love about you.
Want her to DM you so she can give you her shipping address?
DM me. Give me your shipping address. I'm gonna send you the tote. I'm gonna put a little something special in there for you too. I can't wink. I always try, but no.
Oh my God. Jesus. All right.
Who's Shannon? It was Shannon? Guys, I can't do this with you.
Nah, stick Kaylee Ulmer's the win.
Sometimes I feel like you guys try to throw a wrench into my brain. Kaylee, tote, plus something special. Wink, wink. I'm making a note.
All right, guys, we appreciate it very much. Love you all. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the holidays. We'll be seeing you Monday. Actually, no, we'll be seeing you, or you'll be hearing us Friday.
Yes.
But before that, you'll be seeing us with our final part of Taylor Wright, which will come out this Wednesday. I actually have to edit it or review the edit that John did tonight, but you will get it Wednesday. And then after the new year, we'll work on the Patreon thing where if you want to do it, if you hate ads that much, we'll set it up so that you get the video a day before everybody else with 0 ads. So you'll be good to go. Well, you'll have you do this already, Stephanie. They'll have the live reads in there, right? Because those are incorporated in it. They just won't have Google AdSense.
Right.
Okay. So you'll have the live read that we do at the beginning because we can't cut that out.
Well, wait, are they getting the, oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The video. Yeah.
Yeah, the video, we have the live reads baked into there. So to cut that out and have to re-upload, that would be stupid. Mm-hmm. So you'll have the live read in there, but the Google AdSense monetization will be turned off. So
thank you, Jamie.
Well.
We appreciate you guys.
There we go. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much again. 100,000, right? I think we're hitting it before the new year. That's the goal.
Call your mom, call your dad, hide your kids, hide your wife. Get them all the sub to Crime Weekly.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.